Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. To customize posting keys in SAP S for HANA Finance, we navigate to transaction code SPRO, click on sub-reference IMG, and then under Financial Accounting Global Settings, Document, Define Posting Keys. We can define the posting keys for our financial transactions. So let's click on this one, and here you can see a bunch of posting keys already pre-shipped by SAP. I always recommend you to first look at the existing posting keys and see whether they cover your scenarios. If not, only then you should create your own posting keys. First of all, we can inspect the existing posting keys by double-clicking on them, like that. But for now, we will create a new one from scratch, so I can explain you the different parameters that we can set. So I click on back, and then I click on this create symbol over here, or you can also press F6 on your keyboard. We can see we need to provide a key first. So this is the identification of the posting key. So let's say Z1. And then we can provide a name. Let's say test posting key. And then we click on enter. Now you can see a new window opened. Over here we can first of all see that the ID we inserted was taken over and also the description. We will now go from up here until down here. So first of all, we need to decide whether this posting key should be valid for the debit side or for the credit side for our financial transactions. Just so that you know, with SAP S for HANA Fiori, most of the posting keys are derived in the background when we process financial transactions. So we do not necessarily need to provide them anymore. However, in some transactions we do need to provide them. And here, where you can see my mouse cursor, we first of all need to say whether this posting key should be used for the debit or for the credit side of our financial positions. So whether we need to provide it for the credit position or for the debit position. And as you can see, we can only decide for one of the options, as this is a so-called radio button. Let's say for debit for now. Then you can see the account type. So here we specify for which account type this posting key can be used. Right now it is set to customer. The account type could also be a vendor, a GL account, an asset account, or a material account. So this means that this posting key right now can only be used for customer accounts. If you want to find out more about account types, I will also link you some other videos of mine in the description of this one. Despite that, you can see we have here a section called Other Attributes, where we can set even more data. First of all, here it says sales related. If we set this indicator, then all the line items of our financial transactions, which are entered using our particular posting key Z1, will be used in the calculation of sales. Then we have the special GL indicator. So this defines that the posting key Z1 is used for entering so-called special general ledger transactions. So meaning that when we process certain financial transactions, we insert the posting key Z1, and also we insert another indicator for our special general ledger to mark it as a special general ledger transaction. If you want to find out more about special general ledger indicators, I made a separate video about that topic as well. I will link it in the description of this one. Then quite important is the reversal posting key. You know that we never delete financial transactions if we made a mistake, we reverse them. And here we can decide with which posting key the reversal of our initial transaction should be done. Right now it is set to blank. I could insert here a deviating posting key if necessary, or I could also leave it blank. This means that the reversal will also be done with the same posting key, in this case Z1. Let me just quickly show you another example. Let's go back into the customizing via /O SPRO, sub-reference IMG, again under Financial Accounting Global Settings, Document, Define Posting Keys. For the standard posting keys, let's just take one which is frequently taken, which would be the posting key 50. If I double click on this, you can see here, for instance, that the reversal posting key is 40. So if a transaction made with the posting key 50 is reversed, then this is done with the posting key 40, and so on. However, we are not forced to insert something here. If we leave it blank, then the reversal is also done with the same posting key. Now you may ask yourself, why would someone insert here a deviating posting key? Well, then it's easier if you display some reports to identify documents that have been reversed. And then far down we have here the payment transaction indicator. If we set this indicator, then we specify this posting key as a key which is relevant for postings that are transactions dealing with payments. So meaning that if this posting key is used for incoming payments, outgoing payments, payment differences, and also payment clearing, then we should set this indicator. This is basically all we can set as parameters. And then over here you can see something called maintain field status. Let's click on this one. You can see here so-called groups. We can double click on one of them. And then we can say here for this posting key that particular fields during our financial transactions are either suppressed, a required entry, or optional. So meaning that, for instance, if I say here the text is suppressed, then if I process a financial transaction with this posting key, I will not have the opportunity to insert text information, and so on and so forth. Please be aware that this is not the only customizing setting where we can influence what we can insert during financial transactions. There is another customizing setting called the field status group. I made a separate video about this topic as well. I will link it in the description of this one. Quite importantly for you is, in the field status group, you will also find those fields. And if, for instance, in the so-called field status group, I set the text as required, and here in the posting key, I set it as suppressed, you can see that there's a kind of conflict between the two settings. So there, the system has a logic of how it will decide what kind of final field status a field will get. So for instance, if it's an optional entry over here, the text, but in the field status group it is required, then required is more important than optional, and the final field status for this group will be set to required, and so on. Yeah, then we only need to click on save, and then our posting key can be used during financial transactions. This marks the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, then please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. See you next time.